From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Lagos.
65 lives have been lost to fuel tanker explosions in Nigeria. Guess what? Twice of that number have perished in the last scoop fuel from overturned tankers. Ask yourself, is it worth the risk? The answer is a resounding no. Scooping are highly flammable. On one spark and disaster strike fuel, flee immediately or alert the relevant way being otherwise. Remember, fuel scoop. According to the Nigeria 1999 Constitution level, both the federal, the state, and the local government is the protection of life and the welfare of the people. Of the killings that have been going on in the middle belt, in the northwest, in the northeast, in the north central, whether today even have the control of the machinery of security. We have series of attacks from Benue to Plateau State in the last one official working visit in France. You're welcome to Midweek Politics. Talk about Play 2. We talk about the stream of defection. Do you have the fear that the 2027 presidential and even the National Assembly and show today? I have a special for you measure of the CPC, the AN 2015 election. He's been talking tough, condemning the 10th Assembly and talking about the weakness of the same Assembly. We talk about complaints as officially decamped to the ruling APC. Now, all the three said with the State Executive Council, with the state already APC, the next couple of days to tell us that. Welcome to the show once again. My name is ᴏᴜᴜ Politics, and you're welcome. Okay, so let's get straight up into this one. I'm not running this show alone. There's Said Fuad in the house. Well, there's one of my face, and it says there be two, later become three. Okay, we were two on the show, we became three. Now we're back. Side Fuad and I are back on Midweek Politics, and it's always going to be guaranteed filled with details and every single information you need to know as we continue to run this every Wednesday, 120 minutes of provide every element of the story. On the show today, we have the National Security Advisor that the attackers in Benue are foreigners. Consequences of the years of neglect to the National Assembly, the 10th Assembly specifically. In the last 2 hours of the other party, we're going to talk about that also on the show today, of people that are disgruntled, and it looks like 4 or 5 or 6 of them more. It looks like it's something that he knows.
It's a pleasure to be on the Midweek Politics again to discuss nation build following permutations within the fold of the opposition. I think we're gradually getting to that particular point where it's safe to say that, look, again, going to happen, and I need to first establish Okoyemi for people who 2 years. Okoyemi, years.
There were 19 of
year.
That's all.
We will be going into full-fledged political.
The primaries are next.
The politicians start to discuss the next election, and that we establish the fact that, look, political campaign to fix this or not fix something. So they keep talking about politics. They keep the opposition. I don't know whether to say we really have an opposition now, Okoyemi. Unfortunately, we are taught that, look, with the showing of the opposition in 2023, would have said that we're going to get to the point where they can give the ruling party a run for their money. That, look, the ruling party got 13 states, Okoyemi. So that should tell you that, look, ordinarily one would have expected it to be business as usual towards 2027 if you have a president that came in with only 13 states. If you're able to have the 25% 5 states, those 25 states cumulatively, if not 25 edition, that would build on that. Population, complete dismantling, predicted that one. It's just time to defect to the Delta. Fubara too. After PDP power at the end of the meeting,
they are standing on the mandate.
The entire executive council is a pointer to the fact that, look, the governor, from the information managers of the governor, that, look, is now officially a member. Because I say the truth, I say the
he said some of the
we know what Pastor to the APC, they go learn to be on that. He's surprised too if he makes a concession. It depends on how you want to look at the morality, governance, you know. Now, politically speaking, what the caller had said, because it's always good to give credit, you know, when people come up with politics now. And he should have understood that, look, this man, that when there's a rebellion against him, he survives it. He would have put a structure in place, his calculations in place to know that, look, I am the godfather today, helping a god politically.
I think he did.
He did. He had the plan B. That the plan B is to get a Fubara to be completely loyal to me as a governor.
Plan B is to use the instrument of the state assembly
and all of that. But the plan B was to ensure that, look, he has the numbers in the assembly. He can always give the governor a headache, ensure that the PCT got his politics right with a similar situation in the past. You know, and then the success. So again, to get some, okay, Mr. President,
his godfather.
Look at morality. We can also weak structure. So it probably will now be the president telling them. So because again, politically, I think in the conversation of we are getting. What President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now is to unite up language. Sorry to non-Yoruba speaking people. Tinubu likes to play. If you understand him very well, if you've followed his politics, he likes the Oba of Lagos. And our case is still in court. In the past, who were no longer with his can offer.
Take you in.
You know, everybody will be taken care of. The politics of here, and for example, in Lagos, they are all back. So I think that's what everybody is doing. The other negotiation with a Nyesom article interest selves our political survival.
Second time ambition.
You know, out of there to leave the structure of this. Governors like Seyi Makinde, for example, I'm sure we are not in 27. Does he want to go to the Senate? Is he going to be running as president? For Makinde of the PDP, working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Current Minister of Power was told to go to. They know they will win. They know they can win. Some of us had thought he was the one that would get the ministry. Ran on another party. And so we might is a no 7. Fayose has also told you. Many party leaders have told you from the calculation and the indices are.
Well, you heard presenting Edo South and public complaints and official states, Senator Nafidon. 3 of them are Oborevori because they worked against the immediate past governor of PC in the, members, 8 of them are. Senator Ned moved to the, Senator Ned affect his own chances. And it looks like the government is one leg in. I mean, where you know where the point to the Labour Party. Let's guess, remember, the leader of the, he's been talking tough of the National Security Advisor in
Midweek Politics, your go-to program for in-depth discussions. You breaking news and analysis, exclusive interviews, engaging debates, public interactions.
At some point, we must ask ourselves that what has
the sound of Lagos.
The motor park brand of politics, nurtured by the old brigade politicians, and in recent times by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. President, your watch that the National Assembly has become an extension of the international anthem of psychoviolence on your mandate, most ineffective in its checks and balances role since the start president. In 2010, the 6th National Assembly of necessity. In 2011, the House of Representatives of the 7th National Assembly had this National Assembly. The 10th as by through why
many Sudan today do not have government. They face the same problem we are talking about. All went to confront, to fight today in our country. I believe that we are not doing badly at them. There is not part of Nigeria is controlled and politically in charge by them. We appeal to Nigerians to give us understanding.
Side forward. While the reports of the video circulating earlier date we shall stand, Pastor Tunde Batem of Psychophancy, he went tradition, the station and silencing of the members of his own Dume. At some point, had accused the president of the Nigerian Senate, saying, "What do you make of that?" Statement of Pastor Tunde
Prowess that came with that shows his words carefully. It was very to him. You have to give it to him. So it wasn't Ms. Daramodu. I think to them it's all political. Maybe because he's looking for attention, he decided to do this. So to them, he's crossed the red line and he needed to be given back. There's this or your mandate which shall stand. Anthem committed to the fold of politicians, party members. One can understand that. But it got to the point where we now see, I think it's all about some of them just wanting to retain their seat. Books of the president, it's a 50, his eye is on
his state.
So he wants to be in the goods. And that I think that, look, these politicians would have at least seen senators wearing the cap of the APC, the Senate president sometimes, the deputy Senate president. And that was what Pastor Tunde Bakare is saying. That, look, foremost guarantee the separation of power. We've seen democracy look so and because the line between the two is, and it's already looking like that. You ask this current assembly tell us that, look, so Tunde Bakare says this is the, because again the argument will be, oh, they don't have to fight with the crises all over the world, and one of them is to ensure a vibrant, active, efficient national assembly. You probably even see the Senate president. You were questioning to further desecrate our democracy. What we have now is so reluctant to us balance. So have a judiciary that interpretation of the thing. If we are going to win, winning. And when politicians tell you they have to win the election, so that look from the pulpit on Easter Day, it's all political. A lot of these things.
Pastor and the founder of Citadel Global addressed the National Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, and Senator Yemi Adaramodu had called pastors that have spoiled reflection and of lack of evidence as a form, as well as bias given when passing the lens through which only reflection of personal views but awareness on commenting on without is also unfold. And now let's talk tales of two Visa. All of them are under
the world. They face the same problem we are talking about. The world went to confront, to fight there in our country. I believe that we are not controlled by them. There is no part of Nigeria is controlled. Not an issue that you can instantly say you will address. We appeal to Nigerians to give us understanding. Appreciate the fact that
side forward, we have country governments and Nigerians should have put in sway. How communities are under the Zamfara state are paying taxes to bandits before they can access their own farm, defend themselves, because the local governments are almost taken over by bandits. But the NSA says no, there's no political control, there's no sovereign control. Is this a statement you would expect from a national security advisor? Political. Should a national,
you don't play politics. Bring it in because again, we now have a national security advisor. Few hours after, we are not doing badly. People are working. I said a whole lot in the morning anyways, but government, who are daily confronted with debt, standing and patience, over protecting yourself, failed and let the people down. We don't want that to happen. We have elevated people of safety, stability, and security advisor, competent to take on the task, or he really does not fit in, cannot do the job. I had to make a call to the president that, look, it's about Sudan. The situation in Sudan, the leaders who were formerly in control. How does that talk of Sudan? Sudan was just about power grab by Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. Look, those citizens of those countries would not have found the cocky boys attractive again in government if the political class of those nations had done Junda in Burkina Faso and Mali was that the democratically was the reason why there was a need for the khaki. Look at all the things he said. No rebuttal to
as a propaganda. It was a huge campaign tool.
Yes, it's propaganda while they were in the opposition. So the framing of the one press release and it was country. Everything at that time, never a time they talked about the governors. Everything was Jonathan Goodluck. Nigerians said that even if NEPA bill, general is going to come in. I saw it in front of, and of course was that look through our roads without fear. Very detailed. You know that reforms are not looking good. So the NSA is too distracted with and you can't solve this kind of problem without further admitting
that is a problem.
You must first admit that Nigerians so when the people
to go and solve the problem,
when the people that, because I've looked at the reality, we all knew the domestic problems of Afghanistan. Their influence would have been more threatened if they have their own people with and slaughtering people in there was you should appreciate that people are working as the NSA 30, 40, everything. But when it comes to the issue of Mr. President should start to look, people have said it's probably going to, how do we talk? Because again, you have media plan. You know, these men from VIPs.
I thought all the IG always, and they are guarding the VIPs with the
VIPs pay.
Where does it go to?
Where does it go to?
Go for
the structural issues we have been talking about. And nobody's going to blame him on this one. And the fact that we sought to abuse.
And this. But were mobilized to Rivers State under, I think, a few months after a year of being transferred to, you know that, okay, I'm in charge of this state is coming, or because they suspect that you're already compromised as a commissioner of police, they will structure. The governors can invoke local government, for federal government of Bassa.
Yes, you know and you know you'll be held responsible.
So what do we need to cross that was? The fact that we have less than 400,000 police officers that are coming in from Shagamu into Lagos, you see them attached to music police hillocks with almost 10 policemen coming to that situation.
Police, because again, like, look, what would have happened to Natasha?
Disturbing example.
You know, see, it's just to show to you what could have been if fighting their political opponents, check. But again, there's the from happening before it happens. It's not the one.
Intelligence gathering.
And intelligence gathering is best. Yes, we have commissioners of police. We have zonal. So you have governors who, you know, there was time I was discussing with the police, the army formations in the state, even exploit to happen. That, we've told you to bring. Sometimes there are more polarization from the nature and character of our politics. Because again, they will now be able to do it. I told Sage, was it today, that look, the people coming with the gun,
and then somebody's coming with RPG.
It's not as if the
there's no balance.
Look at what the late Rotimi said when or war.
No,
they said
you couple
communities where people are helpless. If they know that if you go, we'll level up and understand that you don't misbehave. So, but how do we fix it? Statement is still that nobody can carry some kinds of weapons.
Yes.
The best you can carry, I think, is all these double barrel, and you are
a very funny risk. And I totally understand you. It's a value system, and then 50 motorcycle, especially when it comes to the governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Yaya, they speak on familiar languages and exhibit assault on the North Central State have left scores killed and many displaced. Let's have the narrative very correctly. We know Nigerians are by ethnicity heading with sticks, according to the look. They do not speak like we do. Even the outside may be foreign nationals. There's a trend in the language that and what the problem of those problems.
If you had told me that, look,
in this context, side forward, is this Niger, from Mali, from wherever it is, side to Cameroon, myself and the four of our colleagues. No checks, nothing. It's just a bench. Crossing, nobody checks them. And then the questions are saying, and the people are close to foreign rights and all of that. People say that in Kwara State. So are we seeing the
even the most advanced nations of the world still find it difficult to come out? You know, most of our border towns, you have people of the same tribe, just even across the border. So you get us that are separate, but just across the border, they have the same. You know, they speak the same language. They also have relatives who are across the border in Benin Republic. They speak the same language. They see themselves as the same. The porosity of our borders. But when it comes to 80s, they come with their cows, with their wives, and pass their boundaries. But these ones
said the
normal foliage for I want to cut things, cut grasses, and all of that. But the one that has stick and then carries AK-47 cannot be regarded as part of the country. Because Father Leah said that what they do is, as we are looking for a remedial solution, we're also looking for a more permanent solution. In this past that people are forcibly taking over. People have talked about people who sold land, so problem without a solution. I've never seen any problem that does not have a solution. I find it extremely ridiculous to begin to deflect by saying governors. A lot of times when I listen to those times, I was like, oh, it is now to where President Bola Ahmed, all the issues that were put on the table. Can he summon the service chiefs? I drove from Lagos to Shaki and Motekun at different points. I can tell you that structure I see, if there's that balance of power, balance on God and say no.
Well, midweek politics, our statement of the national security candidate of the CPC, Pastor Tunde Bakare, where we are all in Nigerians. They are not our people. We know our people, but these EP presidential candidates into a set effort by the former Ahmed Tinubu's election will be required for a conspiracy and robbery. That is what the SDP is not the platform. Our deputy chairman are already 31 before they can get any form of suppliers with anybody. That whoever wants to go into coalition would have to come in and join the PDP. PDP Governors Forum last week in Oyo State, our governor were not interested in any coalition. Now the SDP presidential candidate in the last election, and he came into this level with El-Rufai, Prince Adeboye. If the purpose vehicle that they have on ground is already loose,
it does not mean you own the structure of the party.
No, I said
talk of people are coming to do this and that, and he realize that it's no longer relevant. I think he needs to realize the fact, presidential candidate of the party. Again, my mind tells me that if Atiku decides to run on the SDP, for example, if he leaves the PDP to run on the SDP, so that he will not eventually find himself campaigning on this coalition. Yes, they received political destitutes will just be trooping in and they want to come and hijack the structure of the party. That the SDP will not serve his political purpose. There could be double. How it will happen, when it will happen, understand what I'm saying, okay? Because at some point people will have to come together really. What kind of ticket they expect? Someone eventually suggested.
No, that was also on the menu.
The field of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has shown that he wants to give it. Would the Kwankwanso work with him? Again, we're getting reports that Kwankwanso is on. Sheyi Tinubu went to Kano. So, some of these things are people that want to find Kwankwanso and Ganduje. On the same boat. Your structure, give it to Kwankwanso, he's coming to the APC, work with him, he will do just that.
Of course.
Kwankwanso is coming back.
He will collapse.
If you work with him, he will be the leader of the party at the state level.
Let's allow you join the conversation. It looks like Delta State could just be would want. His 3 senators are now in the ruling APC, and about 6 of his House of Reps. On this platform, we keep you updated. Nigeria would come up by 2026 as shaping up, and then people are getting into the camp a couple of months. So don't sleep on it. If you think everything are voters, because somebody will tell you, oh, today I'll put my life on the line to defend it, and is pushing for a PDP governor to be suspended. Welcome to Iirsᴛ world. Well, let me allow you to join the conversation. I have information here. We have 600-0410. Okay. I would also take from Janiki is texting, and it says, "Is no Ribadu telling us that Taliban should be reminded that Bello Tuji is collecting a mass when is from as well." Aside for the majorities, because they've all different money on that fact that is it done for that. Okay, this one says the APC government with TTC, and once they get into part again, you said the border was closed for rice. This one is from Prince. The Nigeria can be outlined a part of the federal government to do the need for security fund about 6 times, feed the entire Nigerian nation and have access for export. I think election to win by really important. Up in Benue, public knowledge. The first right now, president, and I don't know what they will do if they want this chaos to. Who owns them? The political people is what the people are coming to. And this one says, why do we say that the governors cannot summon commissioner of police in defense and all in attendance in the order of governor? If somebody gave the same as in his analysis, thank you very much, police. Defend people of Benue State.
Call in the morning.
Okay.
That want to this current president to work for Nigeria. You understand? Because tell me, where are the rest of Nigeria? Not to Sobono in Zamfara State.
That's a very interesting observation, because comfort zone is along these facts. There are reports that you would have to pay them and then they give you funding before you can access your own farm.
Good afternoon. Time is coming. If Sandra is listening, that time is coming. In 6 months of this government, president have ingredients. All that are required by any politician, not only in Nigeria, all over the world. Bola Tinubu as the president of this country. I can even campaign against him. in the southwest, south. So the politics will move to the north. And I make it all right. But unfortunately, they can't do anything on another part of northern part of voted for him. That will not guarantee him to be a president of this country. But this president have the south. That is incomplete.
Thank you very much. Keep your calls coming in. 0913600.
Good afternoon, boy.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Desmond.
Both of the same federal slide this together and go rig this election for this Tinubu. I said it man is not competent. He doesn't have what to rule this. Now, you is.
FM, it's midweek politics. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The president of the country, as far as the country, what I just said about Nuru Ibadu, deeply before he made such announcement, such statement, they are incomparable. The issue of land grabbing, and the government has to be precise. Talk about critical and address things there and make sure to go to state of anarchy.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, that's exactly what everybody. We can't keep our fingers crossed and, just follow. But it's just choose to do the right things. Prince Lee Ozoma on Facebook says the importance of state policing structure is only looking at us. When we say the governors are chief security officers of the Abiru Adegbenro on Facebook to be in that office, it should bring idea to know, guys. Nigeria is not only captured by the bad news to the other, and the president is thinking of for the Senate, those seats are occupied with visionless and 7. Benjamin Ise on Facebook is all politically. How can one who is mentally sound come to the APC by the bandits, Boko Haram, herdsmen, and others that is attracting communities are watching? Seeing all of these alliances over to Tino. Ayola from Ikotun says, good afternoon, guys. Nice show. Solutions to security challenges. Man, go back to pick your calls. Hello, Prince Wallace.
Please, can you remind?
That's intentional. Go on.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, well.
Hello.
They do that, but election that is free of fair, even in my state, Edo State. Bless you, my brother.
Thank you very much. 09136000410. Keep your calls.
Never goes to home. Goes to home. I give my 1 hour. I manage myself. I'm word of it here. Politics. Fubara went so far from Nigeria to London to go and I said the other time around that this man to governor is a gunner. What has I think now? You know where this matter happened the other time? When she speak of this party, the other case, or she maybe we join the ruling party.
That's fingers crossed. Hello, good afternoon.
Person become to APC.
I don't know what reasonable is, but we have members of the National Assembly.
Reasonable.
Exactly. We have members of the National Assembly. What we see is different from what the other people are seeing. Perhaps we are the... Good to have you join us, Mr. Osaz.
You know why? Yeah, it's senses. This decamping and decamping to APC. Mark what I'm saying. It will boomerang. Probably that's what we did. What's happening in the whole country. T.Y. Danjuma, those who played a vital role during the hate. Look at what happened in my state in Uromi. I keep on asking this question. Where are these Fulani militia herdsmen? When they slaughter people finish, look at the Quran. Where do they hide? Who are the people sponsoring them? And like somebody called these people shedding blood anyhow.
Thank you.
Nigeria has become.
This one says, fight back to reclaim your community. And we say we are doing our best. Anslet, I call it a day on the show. And this one says, I support Fuhada. What is 90 soldiers buying guns for the terrorists? Ourselves yesterday to Hauchi, and how many thick forests? Alhaji Fuhada should never, despite the fact that come.
Lucky. I call it the last caller.
as a position in APC. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, let me also pick a couple of moments. Let me tell Fuad that Ribadu and the Commissioner of Police come out and the same police to fight security in their respective states. Let's hold our governors accountable. Instead, it's not competent enough. If Ribadu greets you, good morning, please check your time. I'm D1. Kunle Kayode, the optional dividends of democracy to their people. Why the reasonable as mind Mirandos who are, but we're really, really sorry.
Yes, like a week or conclude that the end has come for the political carcass of the party. We're talking about serious opposition and it can be the PDP. Probably would be done and dusted. It's not a party that can do anything in 2027.
Right, for thank you so much for being here. And the BB will take it up from here by 4 o'clock midweek. Our sports cruise, a big game.